if you don't do anything, you might say, okay, well, we've learned a bit about it. Thanks very much. Well, if you don't act, right, if you don't start to do this today, well, what's happening? Well, of course, from an environmental point of view, we are going to be, creating a larger carbon footprint than is necessary. We're going to be increasing the costs of our consumers by enabling them to have higher electricity consumption than is necessary. And all of that means we're going to be moving towards climate change at a bigger rate. So we really need to act upon this, right? We need to do something. If not, we're only going to just keep going over the edge of the cliff. Ecological as well, like I mentioned, the internet itself has 2 million undersea cables connecting it around the world. And that can't be good, okay? And it's, like we mentioned before, it's going to double by 2025. The infrastructure is only going to grow. So we need to make sure we are using it more efficiently, that we're not going to burden the planet too much. Of course, but from a commercial point of view, by not acting, you run the risk of greenwashing. Now, we mentioned before the Scope 1, 2, and 3 reporting protocols. By not including digital, by not including maybe the carbon footprint of email for your business or from the internet, you are not accurately reporting your carbon emissions under the Scope 3 regulations. Now, you could be called out for what's known as greenwashing. Yeah? People simply saying we are net neutral, we are even positive, carbon positive. We are taking out more carbon than we emit. Well, I'm afraid if you don't include digital, we believe that you're incorrect, and you could be leading the public down, leading them incorrectly there. Finally, from a commercial point of view, we've talked, of course, about the competitive advantage that you would have over your competitors by having a leaner, greener website, better media, shareability, that kind of thing. Now, you will also be saving money because you'll be using less data transmissions. You'll be paying less money to the storage companies, the Googles and the Microsofts of these worlds. So you'll actually be saving money as well. So by acting, you're saving money. By not acting, you're simply spending more money than you have to. So to summarize just briefly, guys, it's a huge issue. I hope you now are aware of that. It's not currently being recognized by government, although there are panels that are starting to change. On the continent, especially in places like Sweden and Netherlands, more and more businesses and government are much more forward-thinking than we are here in the UK in terms of the digital aspects of the carbon footprint. Businesses need to start reporting their digital emissions. Today, after you've watched this video, that's what you guys need to start doing. Whether that's from an individual point of view, fair enough, you can do what you can do when it comes to things like email. But if you're an organization with a website and media and hundreds of staff and all those are using emails, you would need to be aware of what you can do to start reducing your digital carbon footprint. And one of those things, as we said before, is start measuring it. Okay, if you're not reporting it, if you're not measuring it, you're not going to start reducing it. You don't even know where to start. And really, guys, it is a race against time. We have a legally mandated target set out by 2050. But just from a humanitarian point of view, we need to make sure that for our children, for our children's children, we leave them a planet that is not being ravaged by climate change. And really, there is no downside. We've seen here, there are numerous benefits, both environmental and commercial. And what we're talking about, all of these, the costs potentially involved. Now, obviously, each is a very bespoke service that Schrinker offer as well to have this come about. But we are talking, we're not talking tens of millions of pounds. Could even be smaller than your stationary budget for the year, is what we've been told. So for a very modest investment, you could really reap the benefits, okay? So that's what we're trying to come across now. So guys, just to sum up, let's not be adding to the problem. Let's use the internet more efficiently. This digital activity, it is the new frontier almost, if you like, of the sustainability movement. So expect to hear more about digital sustainability, the digital carbon footprint, what you can do to reduce your digital carbon footprint. This is going to become a real key battleground in the next decade. So, we moved from changing light bulbs, electric vehicles, now digital. So we hope we have lifted the veil on this new sector, if you like, this new area where you can start making new changes that you thought, well, have I done everything I can? Is my business as carbon efficient as it can?